These are a few things that I didn't learn until my daughter was already grown, that I wish I had taught her as a teenager. The first thing is your health is the most important thing. And I tried to teach her this, but I don't think I really focused on it enough. I was always focused on trying to lose weight or trying to look good, and I failed a lot of the time. But doing healthy things, eating healthy foods, is more than just being on a health kick. It'll make you live longer, it'll make you last better, and just feel better in general. So that would be the number one thing. Number two, for a daughter, beauty matters. I wish I would have worn more makeup around her and taken more time making myself look good, because in this world, a pretty woman will get much better reactions from men and women than a woman who's not put together. And I'm not talking about being model perfect, but if you put some makeup on and you wear nice, flattering clothes, everybody treats you better. Your boss will treat you better. Your boyfriends will treat you better. Everybody will treat you better. Your friends will treat you better. Strangers in stores and in the public will treat you better. And it's an easier life. The better you can look, the better your life is. And the better you're going to feel. It'll help with your own mental health and your self-esteem if you look better. Taking care of your appearance is so important. And not wearing worn out clothes, you know? I see a lot of moms that have the money to buy their kids every new outfit, but they wear the same t-shirt and leggings every day. And what that teaches your child is that moms aren't all that important. And I think that's a really bad message. So moms, take care of yourselves. Number three, boyfriends are never as important as family. They're just not. Boyfriends come and go. Friends come and go. Family is there for the long haul. And this new era where people cut off their family, I get it. There are some abusive families out there. But family used to be so much stronger. It used to be something that you'd never consider cutting off. And I know a lot of the grandmothers and moms that are my age, we're so afraid to say anything wrong to our kids because we're afraid that they'll cut us off and we won't ever see them again. And I guess that says something about how we raised them, but it just seems so common in our culture that I want to say family is important. And I know that there's therapists out there that are saying go no contact with your parents. And if your parents are verbally abusive, if they make your life toxic, I get it. But I think it's gone too far. I'm not talking about that. But family's everything. And when your marriages fail or your boyfriends move out, you've got your family. You've always got your family. I don't know what number I'm on. I think I'm on number 4. Your mom is a lot smarter than you think she is. And my daughter won't believe this about me, but in times of trouble, she calls me. So there's something in her that tells her that I pick up on things kind of quickly. And we can spot stuff. We can spot stuff that you can't because we're looking at it from a distance. And our only filter is we want what's best for you. And so if you're doing something that's going to make your life harder, or you're hanging out with people that are going to make your life more miserable, we're going to see it. And we may not say anything because you don't want to hear it. But if you ask our advice, we may give it to you. We may tell you the truth. And you may not believe it, but we're usually right. We know stuff. We've been around the block. We've had the experiences. We've dated the losers. You know, we're smarter than you think we are. Some of the stuff that you think that we've taught you that's outdated, it's not outdated. Very little changes. People have been people for a long time, doing a lot of the same things, And a lot of the stuff that you think is new and is unique to you, it's probably not. We've lost friends. We've been betrayed. We know what that feels like. It sucks. Number 5, there is no job that is worth staying away from your family. There's just none. I've stayed at great jobs because I thought I was just doing so well, and stayed away from my family far too long. And you know what? I lost those jobs, but I could come back to my family. But I missed such precious time because your family, especially the older members, we're not going to be around forever. So enjoy us while we're still young enough to go on a hike with you, or go on a walk with you, or go shopping with you, or whatever it is you like to do. Enjoy us while you can, because we won't be around forever. And you'll miss us when we're gone. Even if we drive you nuts now, you're going to miss us so much when we're gone. And the next one is save money. Save, save, save. Have fun. Balance it out. Take your vacations. But you've got to save your money first. You've got to have a nest egg. You've got to learn how to stick to a budget. And you've got to learn how to save money. And that's going to look different for everybody. Everybody has different income levels. Okay, here's a controversial one. My grandmother said this to me once, and I thought she was just crazy. But she said, it's as easy to fall in love with a rich man as it is a poor man. And your life is better with a rich man. And she had dated both. She had married both. And I never did that. But I think she's right. I think that being in love and the chemistry of being in love, it fades. And if you can marry somebody who's a good, decent person, who has a good head on their shoulders and who's financially responsible, over somebody that gives you butterflies, I think your life is going to be better. I think butterflies are overrated. I've also heard they're a trauma response, that they're actually a red flag, that butterfly feeling. I don't know about that. I'm not a therapist or a psychologist, but I do know that somebody who's financially responsible, emotionally responsible, and a decent person is going to give you a much better life. And what they look like really doesn't matter, because when they're 60, the best looking ones aren't going to be any good looking anymore anyway. Look at Grandpa. Now, some guys hold up better than others, but most of us don't look anything like we did when we were 20. So you want somebody who's healthy, but big broad shoulders and muscles and chiseled chins and jawlines, all that stuff droops and they get jowls and sagginess, and you want a decent person. And everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Now, if they're a liar and they're lying all the time and they're making the same mistakes over and over again, they're not very smart. And I would skip that. But there's very few people who tell the truth all the time, and nobody who gets through life without making mistakes. So give the people that make mistakes some grace. But if they keep doing it and you can't handle it, leave. That's what I would tell my daughter, if she were willing to listen. And sometimes she is. I love her either way. But your mom's smarter than you think she is. Call her more often. Call your mom. Everybody, call your mom. Call your dad, but call your mom. I'm a mom. Call your mom. We live for those calls. And don't just call when you're in trouble. Call to check in. Call to say hi. Call to tell us a funny joke. Just check in with us. You'll wish you had someday. And if your mom is bossing you around, or criticizing you, just remember she loves you. That's a message for myself from my own mom. My mom was very critical, but towards the end she was in a lot of pain too. And it was hard. It was really hard taking care of her. But I don't regret being there, not for 1 minute. I'm glad that I was there. So, that's all I've got. Things I wish I taught my daughter. Things I probably did try to teach my daughter. I don't know if they've stuck or not, so I thought I'd make a video. From me to all the daughters out there, and for all the moms. And I'm sure I'm missing stuff because I wasn't the best mom. I tried to be the best mom, but none of us, very few of us, can reach that level, especially when our girls are teenagers. But my daughter has teenagers of her own now, and so she realizes that it's hard to be perfect. So, this video was made with love. I'll see you next time.